Hi, we're going to get started in a second. All right. What is going on? You are watching and listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition. I'm your host, Stevie. We're here every Wednesday night with my co-host, Kodi Maurice Doggette. How the hell you doing, Kodi?
Hello, darling. I'm doing wonderful, darling. How are you doing tonight?
Really good. Pretty good here. This is
I'm
episode
excited.
432, and we are in front of a live audience. We're here every Wednesday night on the Vocal platform, and we thank you for being here. So, throughout this show, we want you to participate, weigh in on hot topics, give us your opinion, simply say hi, all the above, show us your dick. We
Oh,
do not
hey.
discriminate. Yeah, that's a new thing there that I thought I'd just shout.
I mean, I'm okay with it. Put it in the
I
comments.
mean, I'm just saying, yeah. Let's get started for a jam-packed show. I can't wait for this one. You know, we love a follow-up to a show. And last Tuesday, when the show came out, episode 431, we were talking about Drag Race that is now on MTV and how essentially there's a show that's going to be following it called The Real Friends of WeHo. It's kind of think the Housewives, but gay edition, and it's caused a lot of flack. And we were talking about the drama that it had caused,
Mhm.
including taking time out of Drag Race from 90 minutes to an hour. So now essentially you're going to get 1 hour of Drag Race, then you're going to get an hour of the new Real Friends of WeHo,
Wait,
and
the
then
show
you'll
is an hour? That is no, that's way too long. Okay, I'm
I
sorry. I don't
believe
mean to interrupt.
so.
Oh, Jesus, help me. Okay.
Yes. So new. Let me just read then what they said because
Okay, all right.
I was paraphrasing everything, but now you got me a little concerned here. New
No.
episodes of Drag Race season 15 will air for 1 hour, not 90 minutes, which
Okay.
will be followed by the Real Friends of WeHo, which will then be followed by Untucked. So, Cody, are you essentially getting your show? You're getting Untucked like you always got, which is probably 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Correct. You're
Uh-huh.
getting your Drag Race, but instead of 90 minutes, it's now pared down to 60 minutes to make room for the Real Friends of WeHo. I would be mad at this as well because if you turn anywhere on cable news, if you're watching, I'm serious, I think I was watching CNN the other day and they were announcing Drag Race is now on MTV.
Yeah.
They are pushing it so big. What they're not pushing is that you're getting less of it. The
Yeah.
new drama that is there is a petition by nearly 20,000 fans that are saying we're unhappy with it, and they've surpassed 20,000 signatures for at change.org. I'll put the petition up on TAGSPodcast.com so you could sign it as well, because I'm assuming you're going to be as pissed off as we are. I'm not even a super fan like Cody is, but
Yeah.
this would piss me off because it's almost like MTV said they keep moving Drag Race around. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, what
She
network is it on now? I
she's
don't
a
even
pass around
know.
party bottom. Yes,
And to
Drag
be
Race.
honest, Cody, I had it set for VH1 in my DVR for so long that it's not recording. So I missed the first two episodes. I'm going to have to on demand it, which I can totally do. I'm a little bit not as excited to. I totally haven't watched any of the episodes. I get it. It's a maneuver for the show to move over to MTV, but to take away part of the show, this sucks. And I just think I'm glad there's this petition to have it move over there. So I'm really excited about that. What do you think about this petition? Are you signing it? Have you sent it out to 20,000 people so far?
Yes, I have signed. I have
Sealed and
shared.
delivered.
Exactly. It is already done. I'm checking up to make sure that we get our 25,000s. I'm actually lobbying for us to get this back because they can't deprive me of my Drag Race. People are already complaining about how short the runways are. You can't get what you need to get. They're adding more queens but taking away time. It doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense. And there's more than enough space on MTV's roster to have both the not really real friends of WeHo and 90 minutes of Drag Race out there. I would be okay even if they split it up by having Drag Race first and then the real friends of WeHo and then having Untucked afterwards. So yeah, sign the petition. Let's get this done.
Yeah, and like we said on episode 431, real friends of WeHo better step it up and get good reviews, because if not, they better cancel that show midway through the season and make it 90 minutes and with the real drag show, and then pull up, because if it's not pulling it in, we already reported in that allegedly they're not wanting to film. The cast of Real Friends of WeHo do not want to film with an OnlyFans star. And that's already saying to me that it's going to be a little generic, a little phoned in. And I'd rather see my queens slay another day and not see this bullshit happen in front of us. So I can't wait for the drama. It's exciting.
It's already started.
Well, we are live and we want you to weigh in. I see people like James on the platform. Hello, James. Thank you, Lucky Lucas, I believe. Thank you. We saying we look great. All right. Weigh in on the show here. Okay, well, we talked about the rumors, and I cannot help but talk about the Celebration tour. But that's right, Madonna is officially on tour, and she could not have celebrated this in a better way with a sit-down dinner in black and white, a la Truth or Dare, with the likes of A-lister friends like Amy Schumer, Judd Apatow, Diplo, Bob the Drag Queen, and one of my favorites from Hacks. Oh my gosh, I had her name up here a second ago. What is her name? I love her. Well, anyway, it was a star-studded crew of people at a dinner party, and she played Truth or Dare. Did you watch the video, Kodi?
I watched the video. I want to play Truth or Dare at a dinner party with copious amounts of alcohol. I need this in my life. It looked like so much fun.
So much fun. She had Diplo. Somebody asked Diplo to stick his balls in his cocktail and then drink the drink. And I think it was somebody proved to it that it was Jack Black proved that, yes, he did do that, but you got to show Madonna. And then Judd Apatow said, Truth or Dare, Madonna? And she said, Dare. French kiss, tongue kiss, Jack Black, which she did, which was amazing and legendary. And then she had Bob the Drag Queen take that Evian bottle and show us how you go down on it, which he did, like legendary, and he swallowed, which was brilliant. And then ultimately it ended with Amy Schumer asking the question, Truth or Dare? And Madonna, of course, said dare. And she said, I dare you to go on tour and play all of your greatest hits of all time. What Madonna responded, you mean 40 years of music? 4 decades? And she said, yeah. Amy then went into La Isla Bonita.
I love that song.
Which Madonna chimed in. And then she said, do you think people would want to see that? Madonna asked the question, and everyone said yes, and they went into a whole chime around the table. It was legendary. You got to watch this. I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com. It's a brilliant film, if you will, short film.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
It's really fun, and at the end of it, Vogue starts playing, and that's the end of it, which is, she's going on tour. It's called the Celebration Tour. I can't wait for it. Kodi, if you were going to the Celebration Tour, what would be the song or songs you'd want to hear out of Madonna?
There are literally so many. I had a hard time narrowing it down. Of course, Vogue, because it's iconic. But of course, she's going to sing that. But my favorite ones are kind of the lesser known singles. I love Cherish. I
Yeah.
love Cherish, and
Love Cherish.
I love La Isla Bonita, and then she has to play Hung Up. As long as she plays
Oh
Hung Up,
yeah.
and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, and I love those. Great
Yeah.
picks. We want to hear
Thank
what
you, boo.
you live. What would you want to hear live? We'll read it off on the show here today. We'll throughout the show. What would you want to hear Madonna sing? 40 years career, 4 decades. What songs would you want to hear? For me, I'm going to be excited for the early years when I first got into Madonna as a little
Oh.
kid. You know, one of my favorite songs of all time is Lucky Star. It was the first song.
Oh.
And it was badass. She had this dance routine in it. It was her brother was in it. That's when she had like the hair teased out and the bangles. I loved Lucky Star so much. But of course, Everybody. I love that song, Everybody. I love
Good one.
You know she's going to do Holiday because she almost does it on every tour anyway. So,
yeah.
and it's a celebration, so it's called the Celebration Tour. We're going to get that. Borderline would be fun to hear, I think, because that was such an oldie but a goodie. And I remember doing dance routines with my gymnastic friends back in the day to that song.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving on, I mean, there's just going to be some music, of course. I loved erotica and all that period. So it's going to be fun.
Justify My Love?
Oh
my gosh.
For you to justify my love.
Lucky Lucas says like a prayer, which
of
course, how could we forget that one?
Yep. Papa Don't Preach, of course. I mean,
has so many hits. We're going to be there for a week.
There's not enough time to play all the hits. She said she's going to do as many as she can, and I'm so excited about it. All right. But here's the clincher back to drag queens. Bob the drag queen is opening for Madonna. And I'm so excited for that. This has went on the record as saying we have arrived. Jinx Monsoon on Broadway, Bob the Drag Queen opening for Madonna, Shea Coulee opening for Betty Who. We really are winning, one person wrote. And I happen to agree, Kodi. This is really legendary, including, we don't have enough time to talk about it, but Ana Navarro in Miami this past weekend, speaking up for drag queens, saying, fuck off, the governor. Drag queens have never shot anybody.
Right.
I stand with you. When Ana Navarro speaks, you listen.
Right. She's iconic.
This is the time right now. What do you feel about Bob the Drag Queen opening up for Madonna, and what does this say?
So all of those things that you named are so amazing. I have a personal issue with Madonna and her having and her having Bob the Drag Queen as her opener, because for Christmas, let me tell you, my boyfriend got me a very thoughtful gift. He bought me Bob and Monet tickets for their tour when they were supposed to come to New York City. We were going to go and have a lovely time. It's a beautiful Christmas gift, right? It's so nice. Bob and Monet.
Let me guess. They are no longer going to do that because Bob basically got a better offer.
It's better offer. Oh my gosh.
He got a better offer.
He got a better offer.
Let's be real. Bob got a better offer.
If we were on tour and Madonna offered me to go and open for her, I would say, Steve, I'm so sorry. I would cancel our tour as well, honey. So I totally am 100% with you. Bob got a better offer, but I'm still a little upset. I'm allowed to be in my feelings right now, and I'll work it out with her. I'll just see her backstage. Okay.
Okay. You know, one song I hope she maybe does, it's not like the biggest hit ever, was American Life. And I know I've told it on the show before, but I was in that music video. I got cast. I got cast by Jamie, her choreographer, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie's doing this choreography for the new tour.
Oh, fabulous. That's
And
gonna be
I
great.
was cast in American Life as well as another video for Madonna too. And she remembered me from the first time because she had a movie called Swept Away that it was for MTV, speaking of
Mhm.
MTV, and there was 4 of us and we were her boy toys. And then we were in a Bel Air mansion and we were just surrounding Madonna and giving her love. And we got Burberry swimsuits, which was really
Ooh.
fun. And she was cheeky and fun. But then she remembered me and cast me in American Life. And
Oh,
that
lovely.
was really fun. I know. So I secretly wanted to do that. So I have a little like, as much as I love Madonna, I worked with her. I got a
Mhm.
paycheck. That makes me super happy. So yeah, I'm excited for this. This will
Me
be
too.
really, yeah. What's
Love
Eli
Madonna.
saying before we?
Eli says, I'm sure my 8th grade English teacher is going to be there. He was the biggest Madonna stan, and Eli always loved that teacher's class.
Love it. And it's causing pandemonium because everyone's going on tour right now. The gays, there's an article in Queerty that essentially says, "Oh my gosh, how much tickets going to go on sale? Is
Mhm.
is what happened to Taylor Swift and Ticketmaster going to happen?" And by the
Yeah.
way, Kodi, what happened with Taylor Swift and that?
So what had happened was Taylor Swift crashed Ticketmaster, their site, due to so many people wanting to hear her sing and dance live, which that part I don't understand. But people went on the site. There about 14 million users and bots tried to buy tickets, and therefore they didn't have enough space or volume. They couldn't handle the volume, and Ticketmaster crash basically. So, and what happens is also the bots are really concerning because the bots buy up the tickets and then they resell them at a much higher price. So,
Well, yes and no. And my theory on this little tidbit, remember the days, I remember the days back when the Virgin Tour Madonna, you had to stand in line, and I went to Tower Records in Fremont, California,
I
and
remember that.
stood in line, and you would have to stand in line in your city to get tickets and wherever you were at, and people woke up at 4 a.m. to stand in line. Now you can get tickets closer to the show even. And yes, a lot of StubHubs buy the tickets and so forth, but you can find tickets. They might be a little pricey, but you can still find them at different tiers, and you can
Mhm.
still see Renaissance, Taylor Swift, Madonna, Janet Jackson, Rihanna. You can see them all if you really want to. You might just not be as close as you thought you were going to be, but
'Cause one of the tickets for Taylor Swift I read was $800, and it was all the way in the nosebleeds here in New York City. So
okay.
that's insane to me.
Yeah,
For
that
eight
is
hundred
insane.
dollars, I better be sitting next to her on the stage. Like, girl, you better twirl.
Okay. All right. Well, we are live and we got to move on to hot topics. And I couldn't help but talk about this next topic with White Lotus Star, which we want you to watch, Kodi, season 2 of White Lotus.
I'm on it. I am on it.
One of the stars of the show, Theo James, who's so sexy, is eyeing and up for the role of the George Michael biopic, which I'm really excited because he looks like George Michael. You can
Mhm.
envision it. I think it'll totally be a win-win. It looks like the script is in the writing right now. They both have Greek heritage,
Mhm.
and I'm super excited. First of all, are you a George Michael fan, and would you see Theo James? Could you see Theo James playing this role?
I am the biggest George Michael fan
Okay, now.
ever. Okay. I love George Michael. He is probably my first celebrity crush. I've loved him since the 80s into the 90s, and then until, of course, his unfortunate death. I
Yeah.
know every single song. I even auditioned for American Idol singing a George Michael song.
What song?
One more try. I had enough of danger and people on the streets. I love that song. It was so good.
Ooh. You know, offline, I was telling you, of course, you picked the schmaltzy one.
Of
But that's
course,
a
I
good one.
picked
That's
it.
a really good one.
It fits my voice so well. I thought I was going to win American Idol singing George Michael songs. They were like, "No, girl, but they turned down so many good singers. So I'm not even really frustrated or upset because they told a lot of amazing singers. So they were really going for a specific look, I feel
Of
like. But
course. And good for
yeah.
you. I'm so glad we didn't know that about Kodi. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
Oh,
I love
yes.
them.
I've
Well,
always loved George Michael.
yes, and I hope the biopic does not steer clear of the early years with Wham. I'm all about. I love when he went on his own. We want to see when he was fighting with being gay. We definitely want to see the bathroom stall issues when he went. I mean, we need all that.
Get
And when he
inspired outside. Oh
got
my
inspired
gosh.
outside,
That is such a good song. That
such a good
track
song.
is so
Yes,
oh my god, it's so iconic. It's so yeah.
we
I
definitely do. Were you going to say something?
I was going to say Theo James is very lucky. He's one of the only actors I could see playing my Yog. Okay, that's his nickname. In case you didn't
I
know,
did not know. Say it again. My,
Yog, because he's Greek. He's of Greek heritage, and his actual
oh,
name is I think it's Georgius, and Yog is the nickname.
I love that. We learned something about George Michael. Well, I'm excited about this. I'm here for it. While he was on Theo James' Watch What Happens Live, and you know Andy Cohen, he gets people to divulge more than they ever want to. And one of the questions he asked Theo was, "How would you describe yourself as a lover?" In three, he said lover, but I said lover.
I
A
mean, sounds better out of
Carrie
your mouth, I
at
think.
a Carrie in Sex in the City in 3 words. So Theo James described himself, and you got to watch the video. I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com as hungry,
Mm.
explosive, and
Oh,
fluid.
oh,
Those
yes.
are like great
That's
adjectives that I wish I had in my repertoire.
whew.
But I asked the question to you, Kodi.
Okay.
Can you describe yourself as a lover in 3 words?
Let's go with voracious, tender, and dominating.
Ooh, oh,
Oh,
yours are
yes.
similar to mine.
What are yours?
Different, but voracious.
Oh,
Say,
we're
no,
both
say yours.
voracious.
No, you said
Oh,
voracious.
voracious, tender, and dominating.
Okay, so I'll read you mine. Mine are insatiable,
See, voracious, same thing.
directive, meaning I like to give direction to my
Dominating.
partner,
Yep.
and submissive at the same. So get
Oh.
this, Kodi. I have this knack for directing my partner to make them dominant and make me submissive. Like, do
Oh.
this, put your hand here, smack me here, and then they get into it, and all of a sudden I directed a scene that I really wanted to experience. I did this the other day, and it was hot. And I'm insatiable in a way where I
Mhm.
can't get enough of. If I'm really into you, I want more and more and more and more.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. We're like two sides of the same coin, basically. It's so funny because
It is.
our first ones are the same, and then we switched the second two words. You did notice that, right?
Yes. I mean,
That is,
you did add tender in yours,
I
which
know, but submissive and tender, they're kind of synonymous,
yeah,
but not really. But I get they have the same feeling to them. Let's say that.
I love that. We want to hear, how do you describe yourself as a lover in 3 words? Let us know, particularly its live audience. Let us know. That's our
Lucky
favorite
Lucas.
part.
Lucky Lucas says we're like the top and the bottom of the same coin.
Well, Lucky Lucas, how do you describe yourself in 3 words? We'll
I
give you
need
the
them.
rest.
I need 3 words, you guys.
Yeah, we'll give you the rest of the episode to figure it out and let us know. All right, moving on. There were so many hot topics this week that I was so excited about. Okay, moving on. You may have heard of this, of a Tucson City supervisor board meeting that
Mhm.
went viral after Supervisor Matt Hines was on a Zoom call. And lo and behold, for a nanosecond, a boy in the background appeared in the background with really tidy black, it looked like a Speedo, riding high. And then he lifted up his tank top to show off his torso, which was really hot.
Torso, yeah.
It was so brief, so fast. And then Supervisor Matt Hines blacked it out for a second, and then he came back. Well, Matt has gotten a lot of flack, particularly from the right, who have said, who's the boy in the black panties? And he's gotten this whole flack for, essentially, oops. But I tell you, Kodi, it's very funny because I think we are in a new age right now where this kind of thing, everybody's working from home right now. And this is the new normal. Everybody's on a Zoom call. Everybody's doing this now. My friend who has a huge law office in Los Angeles just gave up his firm because everybody is working from home now. This is the new normal. And it's a funny story because anytime anybody, so my sister or my friend from LA who's a lawyer, they come stay with me, they often are working from home. We're all working in the same studio here. And I have a couple things. So my sister always says, can you take down that Tom of Finland picture that's on the wall right now? And it's a really hot Tom of Finland original numbered photograph where a huge guy is taking this huge dick with one guy that's placing the dick in the other guy's ass and another guy's like laying back with the dick. It's super hot. But she can have that on a Zoom call. And I'm like, absolutely, let's take it down. There's another picture of me that somebody drew me in leather-clad BDSM, a la harness and all. And I sometimes have to take that down when she's on a call. My friend recently came, though, and he was contorting his body to do a call. And I'm like, what are you doing? He says, I just don't know if I want all that in the background. I'm like, you can ask me to take it down and I'll take it down. Like, we don't have to have that in the background. And so, but it is what it is. But have you ever been outed for having someone in the background? I mean, for our show, it would almost be a plus.
Yeah.
What are you wearing right now, Kodi?
I love that you asked me and you're like, I'm not gonna let him wiggle out of this because we definitely talked about this. And
no, we didn't. No, I don't remember talking about this.
First, I would like to say that this is a non-issue with this gentleman. We don't hold these types of things against other people who this happens to. Remember the guy whose kid went crazy in the background and the nanny had to run into the room and go grab him? We didn't hold that against them. We didn't hold it against. Have you ever seen the video of the guy that's on a Zoom call and he goes to get lotion and it looks like he's about to jack off and for everybody?
Yes. That was the early months of the pandemic.
Yes, it was hilarious. It's probably a setup. It probably was a joke or something, but still, we didn't villainize that. Why are we villainizing gay people for living their gay lives? And I'm going to put that there.
Thank you.
I have, you know what? I keep this background here for a very good reason. If my boyfriend were to walk in here in his underwear, I don't want anybody to see it. So, but personally speaking, I do never wear underwear. I never wear pants on these calls, when I'm actually hosting this show, because I fully have my RuPaul on because I want to be comfortable. I have on my pack underwear right now, which are bikini. Do you want to see?
Boom, chicka, boom, boom. Yes.
I have on these. They're cute. Oh, right here. But yeah, what about you? How are you? What do you got? What do you wear?
I'm comfortable with how I am, and I'm always good. So
you always have on pants on the.
I also don't wear much, and I've got my.
Oh my!
Exactly. And so I'm comfortable in this as well. But of course, our show's about gay sexuality, and I think
Yeah.
we're cool. But I do think you're right. For the right, actually giving issues to this, it's not. There was Jeffrey Toobin on CNN that worked for the New Yorker that got caught jacking off in between Zoom calls. That's a whole different story than just having like somebody in the background. That's going to happen. And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, you know,
That's ridiculous. But I totally wish I had the balls to be actually getting like a blowjob or a handy or something while hosting this show, because that would just make it so much better. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't it be such a great show if you could just
I don't know. I got a lot going on my setup here. I got
We have too
lights.
much going
I
on.
got nodes. I got alcohol. I don't know if I can handle that. I can handle wearing what we're wearing and showing you that. I don't know if I can handle all that. Maybe it would be a little distraction.
Maybe if it was getting played with, then maybe not a full-on blowjob, but just like a little bit of
Yeah, I can.
tickling and touching. And so I'm gonna talk to Joe about that.
Okay,
I'm gonna
and
write
I'm
that note
taking
down.
requests, and Lucky Lucas watching us live says, "So sexy, you guys rock." Ah, thank you.
Thank
He
you.
also says the audience would be jealous. Oh my goodness, I don't know about that, but perhaps. And we thank you for that. Let us know what you think on that. Okay, moving on. There's an interesting story out there that was part of a TikTok video, and they asked the question, can dentists really tell when you've been sucking dick? So, according to a dentist on TikTok, they can tell when their patient has been performing a bit too much fellatio. Fellatio, is that how you say it?
I think it's fellatio.
Fellatio. Thank you.
But it's with your accent and your
I know.
pronunciation.
I'm all over the place with my accent sometimes. In one video, a dentist.
It's wonderful. I love it.
In one video, a dentist teased when your patient has a bruise on his palate and his girlfriend is also your patient, implying that the boyfriend of the female patient also gets a little man on man action on the side. The revelation that dentists can tell from bruising on your soft palate sent shockwaves through TikTok, who were undoubtedly mortified. In one of the comment section, Jafet Cordero, who posted the video, clarified that bruises can take up 2 weeks to disappear. Oh, I have one right now, actually, that I don't think now I know it's taking 2 weeks to go away, but
okay. Your dentist knows already. My dentist knows already that we're.
I went to the dentist when I was calling myself celibate earlier last year, when I hadn't had any sexual escapades because I broke my ankle and I was very slow to get back into the mix. So I went to the dentist after that, and they were like, "Your teeth are great. We almost had to do nothing." And I was like,
"Oh, and you haven't had sex for 2 weeks because your palate is so
now
good."
I do feel like my palate is bruised from my birthday weekend for sure. And I can only imagine if my proctologist saw me and in the back. I also experienced a little bit of rough sex, and I like my 3 descriptive terms that I gave to me: directive, and what was my other word that I said that I like? Submissive. I experienced a little bit of bruising, like for some reason somebody the other day was hitting me on my chest and it's still bruised here. My upper lip is a little swollen.
Your upper lip? What are
from
they?
a
Not the face.
smacking?
We don't do the face
From
in
a
this house.
smacking. And I think the problem is, and spit as well. I think, are you guilty of having rough sex or giving rough sex?
Yes.
And yeah, I think it's all fun and games until 2-3 days later, when you've got a fat lip, a hole that's wider than it should be, a palate that is bruised.
I think those are war wounds. The best type of war
They
wounds
kind of
ever.
are. They
I
really
love it.
kind of are.
Yeah, the war of love. I think that that's what it is. The wounds of the war of love. Oh my God, that is an album right
The
there.
war
Okay.
of, but not always love. It's just down and dirty. The war of,
Oh, that's
yeah.
that's the back end of the album right there.
What do you have to say about rough sex?
I don't normally get the bruises. I'm the one that is giving the bruises. I am a notorious spanker.
Oh,
I
okay.
oftentimes, Joe, I'm sorry, baby. I know that my handprint is constantly on your ass when it comes to, but he always tells me it's okay if it's not above the neck, if it's not a place that's visible. So
Right.
yeah, that's where I definitely get into more of my rough sex is below here, below the neck and below the belt. The ass is the best part. If smacking an ass is cathartic. It really, really is. It
For
makes
you.
it's heaven, basically. For me personally, yes. I think that tying people up, so I know that people's wrists have been hurt from me. I love rough sex. I just yeah. And
I do too. And I'm one of those that, so I said directive and then submissives. You have to be careful, though, when you direct those to be the dominant, that how far are they really going to go? And you
that's
do
why you
end
have
up
a
with
safe word.
some war wounds. Yeah, safe words I think are really important because you can end up a little beat up and bruised up. And I think safe words are super important for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my
So
goodness.
maybe we should just call them love wounds.
Love wounds. Yes, exactly. And they heal. So I know. But my upper mouth right now, I can feel what this dentist, what they're talking about with this TikTok dentist. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit in that moment right now.
My throat. Have you ever gotten the thing where your throat is a little bit scratchy after sucking dick too?
Yes.
Oh yes. You know what? If I'm going to the dentist, then I know that they know because my palate is going to be constantly bruised. My throat is going to be a little bit scratchy sometimes.
Yeah,
So I
never plan a dental appointment on Monday morning. Plan it on like
after the cock.
Wednesday. I think Wednesday is a good day to plan the dental appointment for a little time of healing because, yeah, Monday's not good. Tuesday's not good either. So just
Yeah.
space it out.
Especially if you've been sucking numerous dicks, then the doctor can really tell. It's really, really bruised.
Do these sticks have names on their dicks that we know of? Oh my
Not
goodness.
anymore.
Okay. Well, we love giving advice on this show, and we love it when you write in. So you can always write in to us to ask us for sex or relationship advice. And you can do it by DMing us on at Tags Podcast. You can also do it by simply going to tagspodcast.com and emailing us via the website. But one of the ways we also do it is via Reddit threads. And on a recent Reddit thread, Ask Gay Bros Over 30, they asked the question, why is this so hard to understand? I am almost 40 years old. I've had sexual encounters with men of all ages. Generally, on apps, I try to be open to all types of men. However, I'm not sure if it's because I'm a bigger black man, but I find very young guys hitting on me often. Apparently, I give daddy vibes. To some, this would be great, but to me, I'm not a fan. I've had too many bad experiences with younger men, and I prefer not to repeat history. I don't
Mhm.
want to add age restrictions to my profile, but I honestly like guys a little more experienced. I seem to be in the minority, but 18 to 25-year-olds just aren't interesting. Should I just be the asshole with age preference or accept my daddy fate and have fun? It's interesting, Cody, because I've had somebody recently call me. I just had a major birthday. I've
Mhm.
said my age on this show before. I'm not about to say it again, but you can probably guess. The point being is that I've had people call me Daddy Zaddy
Mhm.
recently. Zaddy, I'm not mad at because apparently Zaddy is you have a little more swag to
Okay.
you're into fashion. So somebody recently called me zaddy, and I was not offended by that. But
Okay.
it is what it is. I think maybe this guy is reading too much into those that are coming on to him, and maybe he needs to start, if that's all that is coming on to him, then maybe he needs to go out more and start meeting
Mhm.
people in the real world, because I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't have age restrictions in general, particularly with just sex. Who cares, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me. What's your advice to this guy on where he's at with all of this?
So I don't want to mitigate the whole he's a bigger black guy and younger men are going to want to come on to him. I've had that kind experience myself. I feel like a lot of younger men. I don't know if you had younger men that really come on to you. I feel like go ahead. What are you going to say?
I don't, yeah, sometimes, yeah,
Hmm.
younger than, but more like 10, 15 years, which I find I do well in that category of them being 10, 15 years younger than me. It sounds like he's talking about he's 40
In the
and they
20s.
are in the 20s.
Yeah, I've had a lot of 20-year-olds come on to me, which I think is just a product of getting older and aging. And I think that a lot of younger guys really see how much wisdom and experience older men have. And if they look good, then why not have sex with them or want to get into a relationship with them? So I think that this is something that a lot of older men go through. I think for this specific guy, he could have the best of both worlds. Like you were saying, if you were just having sex with somebody, then I don't see a need to put an age restriction on something. It sounds like to me that he wants something a little bit more. So he should put age restrictions on who he would actually like to date. And that way he can have his sexual partners who which it can vary and who his dating partners who it fits into a more mature age group. And you don't have to say, I want to only speak to people in the 25 to 58-year-old age group. You can put, I like more mature men. There's a softer way to say it. There's a softer way to say anything, really. So,
Yeah, and he's talking sexually, correct, Cody? He's
um,
meeting people on the apps, and so he said I've had sexual encounters with men of all ages, and then he goes on to say apparently I give daddy vibes. He then says I've had one too many bad experiences with younger men. So I'm assuming
oh,
he's talking about sexual experiences, but it's interesting that he's getting 18 to 25,
hmm,
but I wouldn't assume that every 18 to 25-year-old is bad sex. I
yeah.
mean, I don't know. So he got 90 comments on this. Some of them, more recent comments, said, "Yeah, there really isn't a good reason not to lay it out ahead of time. It helps avoid wasting everyone's time." Somebody else wrote, "I've started to get hit on a lot by twinks recently, and I'm definitely not interested." So they kind of agree. When twinks hit on me, I just thank them for their interest and tell them I'm looking for guys my age. The As someone purely into daddies, I get a decent amount of clapback, even though my username literally points it out. Somebody else wrote, uh, there's all kinds of plenty of comments on
Oh,
this. I
yeah.
just think that for me, if it's just sexual, maybe this person needs to go out a little bit more and experience people in real time and not on the app so much, and see
That's a
what
great idea.
response they get when they're out and about. Because I do, like I've said on the show ad nauseum, I do so much better when I'm out and about in real time, and I tend to not do as well on the apps. Although I haven't been on there in a long time, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I don't know. People watching us live right now, Eli says, "Let's hope." Excuse me. I'll be 46 next month, and my boyfriend is 28. Good for you,
Good
Eli.
job,
See,
Eli.
yeah, don't be mad at the difference in ages. I think it can be a good thing, right?
You can
Yeah.
definitely.
It's especially, I think the point that I was trying to make, Cody, is that when it comes to sex, who cares about age so much? And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe he's met a lot of inexperienced underage guys, but I wouldn't put everyone in that category. I've met plenty of young guys that know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, me
Hence,
too.
hence my palate that's bruised over the weekend. I'm convinced the guy that did this is of a very young age. And so I don't know that I would even categorize every young guy that is inexperienced if
Oh
you're
yeah.
just talking on a sexual platform.
Oh yeah. So one of my faults is that I'm always going to think that they're looking for a romantic partner as well. So thank you for putting that out there as well. That maybe they're just looking for something sexual. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Where did you think he was coming from? Do you think he was coming from romantic or sexual?
I thought that he was talking about any type of relationship with a person. So, but that's me on the apps. That's how I am. That's how I operate on the app. So
The
that's
only
the
reason I
perspective that
would
I'm coming
correct
from.
you on this is he said, I'm almost 40. I've had sexual encounters with men of all ages, was his
Yeah,
opening statement. So that's where I think maybe he was talking sexually.
and I agree with you.
But I don't know.
We need to follow up with him. Does he mean just sexual encounters, or does he mean romantic relationships as well?
Correct. Correct. And
Hmm.
absolutely. Out of the two other Reddit threads, Kodi, which one were you feeling today? I'm going to let you feel it out.
Oh.
Yeah. And you can read it.
Okay. Um. What about the fell for a fake profile on Grindr?
I love it.
Fabulous. So this Reddit user fell for a fake profile on Grindr, and anything that they should do. They ask if there's anything they should do to secure themselves. So long story short, they were dumb. Their words, not mine, and gave their home address to a guy on Grindr, and they're now 99% certain it was a fake profile. They blocked them. Is there anything else that they ought to do from a security standpoint?
Ooh, that's a tricky one
Hmm.
too, because you can get yourself in a lot of. I mean, I wonder what they mean by fake profile, because once you give your info out there,
Yeah.
do you think that this person was trying to have this person come over and then they
Hmm.
realized later that it was fake, but now their address is out in the ether worlds?
Hmm.
Ugh,
I can't even
yeah.
imagine because maybe this person, and it doesn't really say in the Reddit profile, maybe they live in an area where it's not so friendly to gay people. So it sounds like they're really concerned for their security, their safety and security. So personally, honestly, in this instance, and this is not always my answer, uh, I would inform the police that there's a possibility of them being attacked or what have you, that you need to do what you need to do in order to protect yourself from being assaulted in this instance, because yeah, people are out there and they're doing crazy things in the world, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think somebody else, I was reading some of the threads on this and they were saying it makes me want to delete my grinder. It may have been this person that actually wrote it.
Hmm.
They even want to delete it. I think they did contact the police. I was reading down the thread a little bit
Okay.
more, and the police said block this person, but it doesn't change the fact that they've already given out their address and that's out there, and maybe it's just fake and nothing's going to come of it, and you're probably hopefully 9 times out of 10 going to be safe because it was just sort of somebody in Nigeria that that is not in your hometown.
But
But go ahead.
on Grindr, if they gave out their address, it would be somebody that was, well, maybe not necessarily, because I think that when I was on Grindr a million moons ago, you could actually look up people in different areas as well. So, continue your thought. I apologize for
I
pausing.
just think the way things are right now, you got to be that much more diligent. And sorry to say, I think you've got to be your own advocate. We talk about it a lot on this show. I think it's, we say things like, give your neighbor, your friend, the info that somebody's coming over and check in with me within 20. These are sound superfluous, but these are real life war tactics that we
Yeah.
have to meet somebody, say, meet me at the if you live in a metropolitan city, why can't you just meet them at a local bar? If you live, this is when you live in a metropolitan city. If you don't live it, what's to say why can't you meet me at a Starbucks if they happen to be, if it's
Yep.
not 2 a.m? I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that I think are luxuries for people that live in metropolitan cities. I get it when you don't. By all means, do not get in someone's car in the middle of the night and just assume that things are going to be okay in this climate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think we're there right now. I mean, one of the things that I liked about Sniffies, which we had Eli,
Yeah.
who's the marketing manager of Sniffies.com, which is less of an app, but more of a platform on that you go on to, is that you can meet people in certain spaces
Mm-hmm.
around wherever you're at. And one of the places that I met somebody on Sniffies, he was a doorman in a building and he just wanted me to suck him off, and it was really hot, and I did
Yeah.
do that. But you can meet people in a neutral area where it's not going to be you're the next victim on CSI
Yeah.
on Friday morning type thing. And so I just think, yeah,
Yeah, and try not to beat yourself up too much
no.
about giving it your information out because it does happen. I personally have been in Florida when I was staying at my girlfriend's house. I went and got in some man's car from Grindr, and that could have been I could have been the next person on the milk carton because it really is that serious out there. People are doing they're doing wild things out there to us as LGBTQ people right now. So we need to do what we can do in order to protect ourselves. Lucky Lucas says, got to get a door camera, which I totally agree with. And when you're chatting, prior to meeting, ask them for a specific photo of them doing a certain thing, like blowing a kiss or giving a thumbs up, something of that nature. And I think that's wonderful advice.
Ooh,
Thank
I
you, Lucky
think
Lucas.
that's a great one to say, to prove that it's them
Yeah,
and that they did exactly what you said. And ooh, that's a really good one.
thanks.
Yeah,
It's so
add
great.
that to the repertoire. I mean, you need these in your toolbox, unfortunately, in this day and age when you meet up with people like this on the apps, on any of these. I just think it's where we're at right now. And it's a sad state to have to report on some of this stuff, but it's also, we want to keep everyone safe,
Hmm.
and it's where we're at. And if this is how you choose to meet up with people using technology right now, which is brilliant, this is kind of where we are at, and you want to maintain a veil of safety around yourself,
Yes.
at least to help yourself out like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Couldn't agree more.
yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Before we get to Thirst Trap is
Hmm.
back, which I'm super excited about. But before we get to Thirst Trap, there is a woman on TikTok who has gone viral. And the video's gone viral because she has been partying with her gays. I love this video so much. It's called Parting with the Gays. Ash Holm is a UK based creator, presenter, and actress, and she has over 1 million TikTok followers. She
Ooh.
also enjoys a good time. However, she apparently was unprepared for how hard some of her gay guys' friends like to party. Quote, the gays know how to party. I feel like Jennifer Coolidge is talking. The gays know how to party. I've been partying with the gays for 10 days straight. I'm a broken woman, she said. Holmes said she'd enjoyed going to a club after flagging at 3 a.m. She was told she couldn't possibly go to bed so early. Quote, pull yourself together, the gay said. No, They go till 7 a.m. and they
Oh,
go straight to breakfast, and they'll giggle and they'll say, all in a day's work, she concluded. If you haven't partied with the gays, you haven't partied at all. And I am with her.
oh
This
yeah.
video was legendary and is so on point. I just experienced this on my birthday party. At my age, I was partying like it was 1999. And I had a friend of ours that I know she needs to keep up with me, and she did.
Yes.
And it was legendary my weekend. And I think the gays really know what we're doing. We got licenses in partying.
Oh, 100%. I think that's part of having your gay card. You definitely have to have your the first class that you take is partying. So you got to be down for the cause. And I love this girl. She's so cute, and the way that she kind of just hypes all her friends up, it's just so amazing. So I really, 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 I actually want to go to a party with her and all of her gay friends and be out till 7 o'clock in the morning. I was there with you for your birthday, and I I was down, but I had to go to the work the next day, so I had to leave early, unfortunately. But I really
That's
wanted to
okay.
go out with you.
You did well, and I'm happy you were there. Oleg, watching us live, says, I'm a party planner for the last 16 years, and I love my party job. Exactly. We know what we're doing. We know how to plan a party. I used to be a party planner myself, so I
Ooh,
think that's where I parlayed it into my own party status. And yeah, I mean, I will never give that up, especially when it's a birthday party, for sure. Okay, well, we are back with Straight Up Gay Porn's annual. Every year they do who was the thirstiest, who took the thirst trap pick of the week. And we are back with that. And it's our job to describe to you in an audio podcast, because when this show
hmm,
gets repackaged, why we picked the one we picked. And I will post this on TAGSPodcast.com just to give you a little recap of who won 2022. 2022 winner went to Gael Creolk, who is so sexy, and I voted for him. I think he should have won. My
yes,
goodness. Beautiful
congrats.
dick, beautiful face, beautiful body all around. It was tough though coming into the new year, going through these photos this week, Kodi. And out of 26, I had a tough time picking who I thought was the winner for me. But I have to
Hmm.
say, Damian
Oh,
Renner
uh-huh.
was one of my favorites out of all of them. Damian's one of the top ones, and he's just taking this really great pic of himself. I just love the simplicity of his photo. His abs are on point. His face is on point. His dick is beautiful. He's just an all around hottie. He gets my pick, but there were so many others like Rex Lima that I was totally into, and a few others. And Josh Malose is probably number 3 for me this week, but I only can pick
Okay.
one. And I think I'm going to go. Uh, I'm going to go with Josh Malose.
Oh yeah, Josh Malose is your pick.
Yeah, yep. I'm
Okay.
going with Josh Malose. I'm just calling it out. And you,
Okay.
by the way, everybody can pick on the Straight Up Gay Porn site. I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com. I posted it for you guys live. Who are you picking, Kodi?
First of all, I want to say I 100% agree with you. Everybody on the list, they're coming back with a bang today. On this,
2023.
they are coming strong because everybody was beautiful. Everybody was so sexy. And did you see Owen Hart take that dildo on the wall?
I couldn't watch it. It was too much for me with my bruised mouth right now. I thought it's going to be a reminder that I'm in pain right now, and I just couldn't watch it.
He
Sorry.
swallowed that dildo like a Tic Tac. It
I
was
bet.
amazing.
And he's probably bruised too and not going to his dentist for a month, like I'm not. But unfortunately, I went before. I'm good. Everybody, my teeth are good and clean.
They're beautiful, darling. My vote goes to Damian Renner too. I picked Damian Renner because he is so cute. And it's like you said, it's a mirror selfie. It's so simple. He's completely naked.
Who
He's
did you
got
pick?
Damian Renner.
Okay, he is at 1, 2, 3, 4. You're at number 5 right now.
Okay.
Josh Malose, who I picked, is number 2.
Uh, If I had to pick a second, it would be Mr. Kent. Mr. Kent is absolutely gorgeous. Have you seen him?
He's below your Renner.
But he's still gorgeous.
Yes, no, they're all gorgeous.
And then Dom King too. Did you see Dom King? His dick is
yes,
huge.
They're all really good. What are the people
So,
saying?
The people are saying that Swirly is such a beautiful guy, and Silas Brooks and Damian Renner. They're picking Damian Renner.
Okay, I love it. This will be on TAGSPodcast.com, and it's part of Straight Up Gay Porn's annual Pick Your Favorite One, so you can pick your favorite one and vote. Don't forget to vote. Thank you for watching. You can always follow my co-host, Kodi Maurice Doggette. He's a life coach. Follow him at KMD Coaching on Instagram. Also follow him on Instagram for his personal account, Mr. Maurice. Mr. Maurice. Follow me. I am _Steve V, or the show at Tags Podcast on all social media platforms. And we thank our live audience for watching us tonight. We really appreciate it. We've got some new tricks up our sleeve for the new year on our 6-year anniversary. And in the meantime, Kodi, continue having hot gay sex. Yes.